So this is from Friends of Mona Vale Road on the 20th of June 2019. And the letter's to Rob Stokes, the member for Pittwater. And it's regarding the Mona Vale Road East upgrade and the truck arrestor bed. Dear Sir, enclosed is a 4-page response from the RMS solicitor dealing with an ongoing NCAT GIPA review regarding the design calculations for the arrestor bed for the Mona Vale Road East upgrade. This response includes some notebook calculations provided to help resolve this matter. The notebook calculations indicate that 1. The entrance speed is set at 100 kilometres per hour due to the rollover constraints in changing lanes to access the arrestor bed. 2. In the present location and with the 100 kilometres per hour entrance speed, the arrestor bed length needs to be 263 metres, not the 180 metres in the present design. 3. The exit speed in this present location will be 16 kilometres per hour. This appears to be incorrect, and 56 kilometres per hour is the correct calculation. 4. The maximum entry speed for the present design is 82 kilometres per hour. In my view, these calculations confirm there is a problem which needs to be resolved prior to construction. Verbal communication with the RMS following the Emma Street runaway truck crash indicated the speed was, quote, in excess of 160 kilometres per hour. My schoolboy calculations show that a runaway truck could be travelling at 130 kilometres per hour at the entrance to the presently designed arrestor bed. Using the formulas provided, and with 130 kilometres per hour entrance speed, the arrestor bed in this present location would need to be 440 metres long, not the 180 metres long presently shown. In my view, this arrestor bed design is inadequate and needs review. In my view, this design should be changed to be similar to that used for the Pacific Highway at West Gosford, with continuous half arrestor beds both sides of the descending lanes, allowing immediate deceleration after brake loss and not waiting for speed build-up as in this present design. Could you please forward these concerns to the Minister for Roads for his consideration? Yours faithfully, Phil Walker. End. We were concerned about future runaway trucks and the fact they're putting traffic lights at the Ponderosa intersection at the bottom of the hill. There's the heavy possibility of a major catastrophe there with stacked cars waiting for the lights and the runaway truck. And the initial design had a truck arrestor bed at the bottom of the hill at the cemetery. This was queried because of the extreme high speed which trucks would be doing by that stage. And we made the suggestion that it would be better to have the arrestor bed higher up the hill. But you really need it higher up the hill and at the bottom of the hill. In case, because at the moment we've got the last 500 metres has got no coverage for an arrestor bed.
And the West Gosford solution is the only one that will suit this because it covers the possibility of a truck being stuck in the right-hand lane.
And you pick up trucks or buses as soon as they lose their brakes, they can pull over.
At any time, whereas in this, to use this arrestor bed, there'll be a 2-second window.
And you have to wait till you get to that point where your speed is built up. And then once you've passed the entrance to this arrestor bed, there's 500 metres of the steepest part of the hill which is not covered.
So pretty obviously, there's a good chance of a truck rolling over when it tries to enter the arrestor bed.
Yes, well, on our calculations, yes.
The reason you keep engaged with all this is that you're really concerned about the quality of the end result, that it's contracted out without RMS input.
Yes, I mean we've lost the corporate memory of the RMS, as with most government departments, with the outsourcing of the majority of this work, both design and construction. So that we've had very little input from the RMS into the actual design of this road. In the old days, this wouldn't have happened. In this design side of it, the design is very has a lot to be desired, and this has gone right from the very beginning of this road design. I mean, in their feedback, I mean, we suggested an alternative route. And they said that the road couldn't be put there because there'd be 26 properties that had to be resumed, and that would cause major social dislocation. But when you looked at it, there was 23 of those properties were government vacant Crown land. So that there's been nonsense put out the whole time in this design. We had a major dispute with the head lady engineer in the Mona Vale Hall. She said there was no cutting at Lane Cove Road when there's a 6 metre cutting. You know, it's the lack of understanding from the people designing it has just been really concerning. And now this is showing up again with the design of this arrestor bed. This is just one of the problems with this road. This design isn't Giorgio's responsibility. There's another firm that's designed the road, and it's the RMS. But so that the cowboy hat sits well not just on the contractors at present, but also with the road designers and with the RMS supervising it. And the politicians involved, we seem to get very little support from our local politicians to help resolve these issues.
Phil Walker has been working with the RMS on the Mona Vale Road East upgrade for about 5 years. There have been meetings both at RMF's offices and on site. It hasn't been plain sailing. Eventually, the RMS jacked up and said the design has been approved and that's what will be built. Walker then submitted a GIPA request for the plans, and they were finally supplied after an NCAT review. NCAT is the New South Wales Civil and Administrative Decisions Tribunal. That's where you have to go as a last resort to extract information out of governments. It's like pulling teeth, but much slower. The RMS wants to replace the Ponderosa Road roundabout with traffic lights. It proposed a truck arrestor bed on the flat parallel to the cemetery. Walker pointed out that by the time the runaway truck reached this arrestor bed, almost at the bottom of Cemetery Hill, it would be doing a tremendous speed. This resulted in the arrestor bed being moved uphill. The problem now is that the steepest 500 metres of Cemetery Hill, that part below the proposed truck arrestor bed, remains available to a runaway truck. Traffic queued at the proposed traffic lights will have absolutely no protection. Walker then submitted a second GIPA in January 2019 to get the design calculations for the arrestor bed. This has now elevated into a major dispute, so much so that the RMS solicitors he was initially dealing with have been replaced by the Crown solicitor. It seems the calculations for this vital piece of road safety infrastructure simply don't exist. To cover this absurdity, Walker has been offered notebook calculations that the Crown solicitor points out were done after he submitted his GIPA request in January 2019. It's now mid-June. Walker has exposed a major problem with the way business is conducted in New South Wales and with the way politicians routinely assuage our concerns by claiming to be protecting public safety. They're not. Rather, they're putting the public at risk.